So we're here with Beth Azor, a legend in retail real estate, affectionately known as the Queen of Canvassing. Just wanted to talk with you about how you've seen canvassing and prospecting change through the course of your career.
So I've been canvassing 33 years, and I've definitely done 10,000 hours or more. So
an expert.
Yeah, I'm an expert. I'll tell you that it hasn't changed that much, but I'll tell you when it did change significantly, it kind of rocked my world. So from 1986 until 2009, which is a lot, you weren't even born then, I was doing the same thing. I'd go into a tenant space and I go, hi, I own 20 shopping centers. What are your expansion plans? And it worked famously. And then 2009, we had this thing called the global crisis, and I'd go into places and I would say that, and they would be yell like, what? I'm closing. What are you in here? And I'm like, oh, I got to change my pitch after multiple years of doing the same thing. So I said, okay, what do I say? So then I started walking in and going, hi, I own shopping centers. Are you happy with your landlord, your rent, or the size of your space? And that started the dialogue. And it's not that I wanted to steal anyone from my neighbor across the street. I just needed to get a dialogue going.
Right.
Because my goal, I don't want someone to relocate. I want them to open a second or third, right? And in the global crisis, they weren't doing much of that. So I learned that you have to be flexible and adaptable to what's going on, and then change the way you speak to someone. Now the economy is back on fire, and I'm back to, hi, I have a small portfolio of shopping centers. What are your expansion plans? And they all, mom and pops, and that because you canvass mom and pops, right? We don't canvass nationals, right? So when you canvass mom and pops, when they opened their first store, what was their dream?
To be a business owner, be successful.
And what was their American dream?
To own their own business.
And open more. Right?
Grow the brand.
To grow the brand. So when you walk in and you immediately explain that you own shopping centers and you're in the real estate business, or that you can help represent them to other landlords, when you very quickly, not walk around the store and go, oh, you have a nice store, and flatter them. They don't want to be flattered. They want to know, I see you're in sales, you're walking in, what do you want? And the minute you can get out to the fact that you are in the real estate business and you can help them fulfill their American dream, their defensiveness, completely falls down, and they want to talk to you. And hey, so what do you see in the market? What are the rents? And you can then share your expertise with them, and then see if it's a match. It might not be a match, but it might be a match. Yeah. So that's kind of my thing on canvassing.
Yeah, well, you're providing the opportunity to them, right? And you're making about the tenant.
Exactly. And you give them market information because they might be having a renewal come up, or maybe, I love when I walk into a store, I kind of like when they're with a customer, because I want to get to the cash register to get a card, and everyone goes, oh yeah, because you want their name. I know, I want to know how many locations they have. Yeah. Because if they have one, that's one conversation. If they have 8, goosebumps, much different conversation, right? They're like, if they have 8, they definitely want 9 and 10. And tips. Do you have my book?
I don't.
You want one?
I would love one.
Will you guys share it?
Of course.
Okay, awesome. I brought a couple copies here at the show, and I do not want to take them home.
Well, give it to us. We'd love to take them home.
All right, here you go.
Providing value.
Don't say no for the prospect.
Okay.
There we go.
Perfect.
Beth, how do you stay pumped up and excited all the time?
I don't know. That's been kind of the one question I've been getting for the last 2 days. I just love life. How can you not just be so blessed and grateful? We're healthy and we're in a very exciting business. It's changing so much right now, and I love that. I love to learn, and I just love life. And I had a good breakfast, and it's cool outside.
We're in Las Vegas.
And I get to meet friends like you guys. So
it's great.
I don't do any energy drinks or any illegal drugs.
I have to ask about your pen. Tell me about the email blast.
Oh my gosh. So the national retailers despise email blasts. And I've literally, yesterday probably 4 stopped me and said, thank God, please spread the word. A lot of times on LinkedIn, I'll say, hey, national retailers, I know you hate email blasts. How do you want us to contact you? Because we don't want to do what you don't want, right? And it's just lazy, and why would you send Floor and Decor 80,000 square feet, a space for 1,200 square feet? So what you do as an agent, a landlord's agent, is you go to the bottom of the pile when you do that. And and people go, well, how should we do it? And I go, it's man-to-man coverage, right? It's one-on-one. And I was just having this conversation with someone, like, well, we don't have time for that. I'm like, okay, let's reverse engineer this, okay? You have how many agents on your team? 8. Okay, and how many national deals did you do last year? And he said 20 or 30. I said, okay, let's just go with 20. So 20, and I said, and how many times did you have to, how many people did you have to speak to get the 20? So he said, let's say 20 to 1. So 20 to 1, so 20 times 20 is 400.
Yeah.
So 400 divided by 8 is 50.
Middle math.
One a week where the agent says, here are the 50 retailers I want to reach out to in the next year. And you say, okay, I want to reach out to Great Clips. Great. So you have research. Like I can't do these maps I'm talking to you about, but I have people that can help me. Like I have interns. It takes them 5 minutes. It would take me a month to figure out how to do a map. That's not my thing. But send Great Clips the map with their locations in your market and all their competitors. And maybe you read about they like to be next to supermarkets, and then you do the supermarkets, right? And the city, the state, the traffic counts, a map, one-on-one, man-to-man coverage. Now the Great Clips guy sees that and goes, I like this guy, Will.
Yeah,
he's not
value add.
wasting my time.
Yeah.
He gave me value add. And every time I get an email from Will, I'm going to open it because he's not wasting my time with an 80,000 square foot box space, which, why am I getting that? I don't have time to open my 400 emails. And if you reverse engineer, how many nationals have you done? Because you need to have your stats. How many calls did I make to get the 20? And then back that into your, and the guy I was with, we said it was like 2 a week. His team of 8 can't do 2 of those a week.
Right.
So the retailers say, if I know that people are taking the time and giving me value, I will open their emails first. Versus relegating them to the bottom of the pile because they're lazy and just sending out email blasts to 6,000 people. Yesterday, in the cab coming here, I literally deleted about 32 emails. I buy shopping centers. If you look at my website, they're all 5 minutes from my house. Why am I getting shopping centers for sale in Omaha, St. Louis, Baton Rouge? If someone would just do homework, if someone did homework and sent me an email, hi Beth, I checked out your website. I see you have 6 shopping centers in South Florida. I just got a listing, or I'm working on getting a listing for a shopping center in South Florida. I see that you like unanchored, multi-tenant strip centers with great visibility and exposure. The one I'm working on, would you be interested? I'd want to marry that guy because that just never happens.
Yeah.
I just get these, 500 email blasts a week for stuff that I'm never, and I know some people, well, I like to look. Well, the people that like to look and open all the emails are not busy enough.
Yep, that's right.
And the retailers are way too busy for that. So I've handed out 100 buttons.
Nice.
And I said, you can't have the button if you don't wear it. So I've seen the people wearing them.
Nice.
That is great intel. That's good knowledge.
Awesome.
How did you get started in real estate?
My parents were in residential, and when you have parents in residential, you get your license at 18. So during college, I got my license, and during college summers, I'd sit open houses for them, like in condos on the beach, and I would get little commissions, like during school. It was awesome. And then when I graduated, I got a job as a special events coordinator for a not-for-profit. I made $11,000 a year. So for you guys, to today's money, like it's like 30. So that wasn't enough to, give me the lifestyle I wanted. So I did the real estate on the weekends. So I did 7 days a week for 2 years. And then I was very blessed. My executive director came to me one day and she goes, look, your salary's gone from 11 to 23,000, which is great in 2 years, but your ambition exceeds us. So we think you should go do the real estate thing full time and just volunteer for us and donate money because you'll be making a lot of money. So I thought that, how great was that? That
Right,
she,
Very
value
smart.
add, right?
Yep.
So I did that. I quit the Heart Association and I went to do residential. And in about 3 months, I thought I was gonna. It was awful. I was sitting in a trailer in a development And I was like, I went to the developer and said, we need to have a marketing, I have energy. I'm like, we need to do a marketing plan. I'm sitting in a trailer reading People magazines. I just went working from 7 days a week to 5, and I'm sitting in a trailer. Like, I have too much energy. And he goes, no, we build luxury homes. You just sit reading the People magazines, and when people come in, you'll sell them. So a friend of mine, Susie Hazy, who works with Kimco now, she helped the developer out. She knew the developer, and she came in on Mother's Day weekend to kind of be a gatekeeper and help with the throngs of people we were going to get. And we met, and we kind of liked each other, and we were fond of each other. She goes, you need to get into commercial real estate. And I said, gross. That's selling land. That's even more boring than this. She goes, no, it's not selling land. There's this new thing. It's very cool. It's called leasing. And developers build shopping centers with grocery stores, and you lease to bagel restaurants and dry cleaning, and you help people create the American dream. I'm like, I love that so. So she said, you can't come work for us because, the developer would be very mad at me, but there's a company in Miami called Terra Nova, and they have a training program for new leasing agents. So I call up Miami, Terra Nova, I go, I heard you have a training program. And they said, we do. And I go, so who do I talk to? And they said, this woman named Donna Abood. And I went, Donna Abood that went to Florida State University? And they go, yeah. I go, oh, she was my sorority sister. So she picks up the phone. She goes, Beth, she goes, you're hired. Just come meet the boss. And I went and met the boss, and I was there 18 years and had a great career. I started as a rookie and then grew through, and I was the president the last 6 years. And then when my son was 3 and I was a single mom, I had to stop working 60, 70-hour weeks, and I started my own firm. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and then, Ramco Gershenson called and said, hey, you've been coaching leasing people your whole life at Terra Nova. Come to Detroit and train our new Michigan grads. And I said, Detroit in January? I don't think so, but you have an office in Boca. Send them down. And you have properties in Boca, we'll canvas for your properties. It was a huge success, and they told people who told people, and so now I would say 70% of my time is running my 6 deals, and 20% is traveling the country teaching leasing agents how to lease space.
That is great.
So
that's a great story.
It's a long story, but very quick and fast.
A success story. It all started from those relationships you made back in college.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yep, that's how it works.
I mean, it's sometimes you just know. And I walked into that office space. It was 1,100 square feet. They hired 4 of us, 4 rookies. The boss had rented a round table from Rent-A-Center. He was paying monthly. That was our conference room table. That was our kitchen table. And that was the trainees' desk. 11 people when I started. When I left, we owned probably 10 shopping centers. We were the largest third-party manager for life insurance companies and pension funds in the state of Florida, probably over 50 or 60 properties, and we had over 100 people. So just a lot of fun.
That's great. Well, thank you so much.
I have one more really quick question,
okay.
if you don't mind. What's like one thing you would say that most people in the industry are wasting their time doing?
We talked about that.
That was a layup.
Oh, yeah.
No, but besides email blasts, I think they waste their time doing that.
I asked because in 2019, technology is getting faster and better. We're using social a lot more.
They waste their time doing spreadsheets instead of being on a CRM. Are you on a CRM?
Yep.
Which one?
Gotcha.
Okay, awesome. CRM. I just finished the annual leasing survey, got it back. We're going to publish it. 35% are only using CRM.
Wow.
And so I find that to be I'm incredulent about that. So I then write, well, what are you doing? Like, how are you organizing your contacts? Spreadsheets.
Yeah.
So they're wasting their time doing spreadsheets. And they're like, well, it takes so much time to figure out which CRM and to learn the CRM, and I get that. But if they would just invest a few, 3, 4, 5 hours, 3 or 4 weeks in a row to, I just moved over, so I had Act forever. Then I tried Zoho, didn't really like that. Now we've been doing Pipedrive for 6 months. I have 6,000 to 8,000 contacts in my, Outlook. I started Pipedrive 1 contact at a time. Because I think that in my Outlook, there's probably 1,000 contacts that are useless. So I'm 1 contact at a time. I probably now have 300 contacts, but they are phenomenal contacts. It's a great system. So I just don't understand in today's, but the CRE industry is really behind technology, really behind.
Yeah.
So
Well, make sure you add us into your contacts.
Yes,
will.
definitely.
I will. It's been a pleasure, you guys. Thanks
Yes,
for having me.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Thank you.